Worst school trips or worst school trip deaths ever. Hmm.
Ferry disaster. On April 16, 2014, students from Danwon High School in South Korea boarded the Sewol ferry for a class trip to Jeju Island. There were
Jeju Island.
476 people on
Bro, cruise like a ferry? Bro, come on. That seems so sketchy to go on. Like I've never wanted to go on like a big boat like that for a while. That's just like, what if you sink? What if you like break down, bro? I swear, bro.
board. Most were teenagers. They wore their school uniforms and carried backpacks. Some had cameras. Others had snacks for the journey. They were excited. It was supposed to be a fun field trip. The ferry was 475 feet long. It had
I
been
don't know why we
modified
need
to
to know
carry
that,
more
but
passengers and cargo. The modifications made it less
okay.
stable, but nobody told the students.
Bro, why would they make it less stable, bro? Like that's what I'm talking about, bro. You never know because they don't tell you these things, so you'll never know if it's like actually safe to go on, bro. Like,
This. Around 8:48 a.m., the ferry was sailing through the Yellow Sea.
what did they
The
like
water was
crash on a
calm.
big rock or
Students
something?
were in the common
Yeah, like
areas.
I don't know.
Some were eating breakfast.
It's like, bro,
Others were taking selfies and posting on social media. A few were still sleeping in their cabins below deck. At
typical
8:49
teenager
a.m.,
stuff.
the
I don't know.
ferry made a sharp turn, too sharp that it caused the ship to tilt.
Why do they? What reason do they need to make some sharp turn, bro? Like, come on, tell me what the captain's thinking when he turns the steering wheel all the way like this and turns the ship swerves across the ocean. Like, what? What reason do you need to do that? And now he's tipping the boat over, bro. Like, come on.
To one side. Students stumbled and trays slid across the floor. Everyone was in
I mean,
panic.
yeah, bro.
Then the intercom crackled. A voice told everyone to stay where they were. The
Don't
students
panic.
obediently
Don't panic as the ship's just capsizing on the side, bro, in the middle of the ocean. Don't panic, guys. It's like,
listened. They trusted the crew, but the ship never stopped tilting further. On the
well,
other
I mean,
hand,
yeah,
the
bro.
captain
What,
and crew members began
bro? They're
evacuating.
they're gonna be
They
like
left the ferry
against the
with all the
railing.
passengers aboard. At 9:30 a.m.,
What? Yo, oh, what a crappy captain. So first he turns the steering wheel, basically like sets them up for death, and he's the one that escapes with the crewmates and leaves the rest on board. Wow,
the
wow,
ship was
that
already
is
listed
that
at
is
50
insane.
degrees. Students in lower cabins were
50
facing the rising
degrees?
water. The corridors had become steep slopes. Some tried climbing
Yeah.
out. Others
Now the
stayed in their
student's just
rooms like
dead,
adults.
bro.
They were
And the
scared,
captain got to go out
but
even though he just killed them.
yet the water kept
So
rising.
stupid, bro.
Students who tried escaping faced flooded stairwells. The
Yeah,
water
but
was
they're
dark
not
and deep.
escaping. They're not doing
Some
anything.
made it to
They're just
windows but
cooked.
couldn't break through. Others got stuck in narrow passages as the ship
Even if they
capsized.
got out, what are they gonna
At
do in the middle of the ocean,
10:31
bro?
a.m., the Sewol capsized
Yeah.
completely. Divers arrived but couldn't get inside immediately. The currents were too strong. When they finally entered, they found students still in their cabins, still wearing their uniforms. Some were holding hands. Others had their life jackets on,
I mean, bro, they're holding hands because they know they're dead. They're just cooked.
but
They're
had never left
cooked.
their rooms. 304 people had died, most of whom were students from Danwon High School. Only 172 survived. Shoes
172 survived? Interesting.
and backpacks later washed up on shore. The captain was later arrested and sentenced to life.
Yep, yep. Deserved. I'm telling you, the captain's such shit. Why? Like, you messed up. You die. You made them die, and you were the one that escaped, bro. You don't. Yeah.
In prison. Mount Hood incident. On May 12, 1986, 19
Well, this one's
students and
old,
staff
bro.
from Northern Episcopal
1986.
School gathered at Timberline Lodge on Mount Hood. They were there for base camp, a required outdoor education program. The students
What is base camp? What is that?
were excited. Most had never climbed a mountain before. The
Oh, they're climbing a mountain. How tall is this mountain? Cause, bro, a lot of people die on mountains. I can't lie.
group included experienced climbers and teachers. The weather forecast looked good. They planned to climb to the summit and back in one day. The morning was clear and
In
cool.
one day?
Students wore field jackets and
Okay.
carried backpacks. Some joked and laughed as they hiked. Others were quiet, focusing on the climb ahead. By afternoon, they'd reached higher elevations. The weather was still clear. Everything felt perfect. Then suddenly the conditions changed.
Yep.
Clouds rolled in fast. Wind
Damn.
speeds increased. Visibility dropped. What had been a clear mountain became a white wall of blowing snow. The group tried to descend, but the whiteout made navigation nearly impossible. They couldn't see more than a few feet ahead. The wind was so loud they had to shout to hear each other. The temperature was dropping.
That
Students
would be
huddled together trying to
scary,
stay
bro.
warm.
Like a
Some were already
snowstorm when
showing
you're on a
signs of
mountain, bro.
hypothermia, shivering.
You could
A
like,
few
no,
were
yo,
moving slowly.
You could like just not know where you're going, bro, and like you step off something and you just don't feel the floor under you, and then you just like and you just fall all the way down. Oh, that'd be fucked. Yeah, no, that'd be terrifying. I
Engineers tried to
can't.
radio for help, but the storm interfered with transmission.
They
Their
can't.
calls
Yeah, they
were
have no
missed,
service or
and
anything.
night fell. The temperature dropped to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind
So,
speeds hit
oh my
100 miles
god,
per hour. Students dug
100 miles per hour, bro. That's oh my, on the side of a mountain. Wow, that is terrifying.
into the snow trying to create shelter. The
That
storm
that's
lasted
actually
through the night.
that's scary.
Students in light jackets faced brutal cold. Frostbite set in. Hypothermia
Yeah,
was a threat.
frostbite, bro.
Rescuers tried reaching them, but the storm was too severe.
There's no way like
Helicopters
people
couldn't
properly
reach.
dressed
Ground
actually
teams
died,
couldn't move
right?
in the whiteout. By
They
morning, the
probably
storm had
survived.
passed. Rescue teams found the survivors first. Then they found the others. Bodies curled up in
Damn.
rocks. Clothing became stiff with ice. Some students had been only yards from safety, but couldn't see through the storm. 9 people died. 7
Well, nine, bro. Imagine the survivor's guilt, bro. Just because you got a better jacket than them, man. Oh no, that is. Oh my god. Just because you didn't pick it up. Oh my. Wow, that would be horrific, bro.
students and 2 adults. They froze to death on a school trip that was supposed to teach them outdoor skills.
7 students and 2 adults
Mountain
died.
bus tragedy.
Damn.
On August 3rd, 1991, students from
All
St.
these are pretty
Cyprian's
old
Mission
though.
School piled
I
onto
don't see
buses
anything
for a
newer.
sports day trip at Regina Coeli School in Zimbabwe. It was a beautiful day.
Zimbabwe.
The kids were loud and excited. They'd spent the day competing in games, running races, playing football, and laughing with friends. Around 82 school
Beep, beep,
children were
beep.
on the buses heading home. They were tired but happy. Some had won medals.
82
Others compared
students.
bruises from the
Yeah.
day's activities. The bus was full of chatter and singing. The route moved through the mountains near Nyanga. One
Okay. How are we feeling like these ones died? What do we feel like? Did they crash? Crash? Crash is a good option. Drive off a mountain? Or like side of a cliff? Good option. Um, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how else they could have died, bro. I don't really know how else they could have died on a bus driving back.
180 miles southeast of Zimbabwe's capital, Harare. Beautiful scenery.
Okay.
Sharp curves, steep drops. The bus
Yeah,
was moving
steep
fast. Too
drops.
fast for the winding roads. Some students
What is the bus driver doing, man? Why is it always the drivers just killing the students? First it was the captain, now it's this guy. Why is he speeding on side of a mountain, bro? That doesn't even make sense.
noticed. A few felt nervous as the bus swayed around corners.
Well,
Teachers
just,
told the driver to slow down. He didn't listen. The
what
bus
do you mean he didn't listen? That's illegal. What? He didn't listen to them, bro. Like, what is this guy, bro? Why is he speeding on? Like, oh my god, bro. I don't understand.
approached another curve. At that
Yeah,
moment, the driver hit the brakes, but it was too late. The bus rolled off the road down the hillside. Students
bro. Imagine the thought process in the teacher's mind right now. They're probably like, "Oh, I told you so." Nah, I'm chilling. But like, bro, come on. Like, the bus driver is just—it's his fault. It's all his fault that they all just died. Literally all their fault. Oh
screamed.
my god.
Bodies tumbled inside. Windows shattered. When it finally stopped, the wreckage was catastrophic. The bus had been torn apart. Bodies were scattered across the slope.
The one
Students' clothes
survived.
lay everywhere.
The one
Survivors
survived.
crawled out. Some were in shock. Others
Oh my
screamed for
god.
help. The smell of petrol filled the air. A few students tried
Oh
helping
my
their friends,
god.
but
Wait, did the
contact
bus driver
was
survive?
too much
I need to
pressure.
know if the bus
Some
driver
did.
survived. If he
The
did,
bus
I'm
crashed for
actually,
hours.
oh my
The
god, I'm
crash
actually
site was a
pissed.
remote rural valley. There were limited
Oh, that
emergency
looks
services.
bad.
The accident claimed the lives of
I
89 people. Only
swear.
2 were school children. Kids who'd been celebrating just hours earlier are now gone because a driver wouldn't slow down.
You're this idiot,
Alta
bro.
bus incident. On September 21st,
My
1989,
god, bro.
students in
Stupid
Alta,
bus driver,
Texas
man.
boarded their school bus in the morning. It was a
Another school
regular
bus?
day.
Another school bus one. You think it's the same bus driver, bro? The same bus driver type thing where he's just speeding for no reason?
Junior and senior high school students heading to class. 81 students were on board. The bus
81
traveled along
students.
Highway 336.
Right, so when I'm on like a school bus, it's never that much students, bro. I don't know. 81's a lot. 81 students is a lot of students, bro.
The driver was familiar with the route. A few moments later, something tragic happened. At an intersection, a Dr. Pepper delivery truck approached from another direction. The
Oh.
truck driver was supposed to stop, but he didn't stop. Suddenly, the
Why?
truck slammed into the side of the bus.
Why can people not drive, bro? Why can he not drive? Because, bro, what do you think?
At full
So
speed.
avoidable,
The
man.
impact was massive. Metal
Oh,
crunched. Glass exploded. Students were thrown from their seats. The bus veered off the
there's no
track.
way.
It plunged
Mo.
into a water-filled garbage
Oh,
pit and began sinking immediately.
oh, that's bad. So they got like rammed by a truck, flew into like a lake kind of thing, and just started sinking. That's wow. That's bad.
Students were disoriented from the crash. They
Bro,
tried
yeah,
finding
you
exits.
wouldn't even know how to
They
get out of
couldn't,
that. You couldn't,
because bodies were pressed together, blocking the exits.
bro. So they all
Within
just
minutes,
drowned?
the water was already over their heads.
Oh my
Students
god, they
held
all
their
just
breath.
drowned.
They tried swimming toward the windows, but many couldn't break through. Others got trapped by seat frames and metal debris. Some students near the
Bro.
exits made it out. They surfaced gasping and watched in horror as
Bro, the survivors go on all these is insane, bro. Because only a couple survived and the rest just dead. And it's all based on where you were sitting on the bus, bro. That's just messed up, I can't lie.
the bus sank deeper. Rescuers arrived and dove into the murky water. They pulled students out one by one. Some were conscious, most weren't. 21 students were recorded dead from the incident. Dead Sea Journey.
21 still a
On
lot,
October
though.
25th, 2018,
21
students
still a
learned from
lot.
Jordan arrived at Zarqa Mayan near the Dead Sea for an educational trip. It was a popular spot. Hot
Okay.
springs, beautiful gorges, and rocky
Hot,
passages
yo.
perfect for photos.
I'm low-key yapping, but bro, I want to go in a hot spring so bad. I want to go there, bro. I see all these videos of, like hot springs, man. I really want to go in one.
The morning was sunny and warm. Students explored the area. They took pictures and walked through narrow wadis. These were
This would be
dry
kind of
river
chill to
beds
do.
carved through rock. But the students didn't know that wadis can become death traps in minutes. Around midday, students
Accessible,
were
man.
posing for group photos in a narrow gorge. Teachers supervised. Everyone was relaxed, happy. Then someone heard a
Look
noise.
at the
A
teacher's
sound
cut,
like
bro.
distant thunder. Within minutes, it grew louder. Then a wall of brown water came roaring
Brown, dirty water.
through the gorge. It was a flash flood moving at incredible speed. It was 6 feet high, carrying debris,
6
rocks,
feet
branches,
high.
everything in its path. Students
Most of them are
screamed
probably
and tried
shorter than
running,
that,
but there was
bro.
nowhere to go. The gorge walls were too steep. The water was too fast. It
Oh
hit them
my
like a
god.
truck. They were swept off their feet. Teachers grabbed at children, but the current was too strong.
Bro, they won't even
Buses
be
were
able to like
dragged from the
swim through
water.
that. That's
Some clung to
cooked.
rocks. Others were carried downstream. The water kept coming, wave after wave, brown and violent. Students who'd grabbed onto something watched their friends disappear in the current. Some students managed to climb higher
Oh
over rocks.
my. Like it'll just be you like successfully grab onto the rock and you see your boy just gone down the river. He's like with his hands all like this, bro, just flying down the river. Oh my god. That's like cooked.
Others weren't fast enough. The flood
Bro,
swept them into wider
my
channels,
god.
mashed them against boulders, pulled them under. Rescue teams arrived, but the flood was still raging. They couldn't reach everyone. They watched helplessly as students were carried away. Parents arrived at the scene. The sounds of mothers crying mixed with rushing water. When the
Why are they
flood finally
mad?
subsided,
Wh-
rescuers found
Why are
hundreds
the
of dead
rescuers
bodies.
mad, bro? What is that expression? Why are they mad?
Some were miles from where they started. Others were buried in mud and debris. 21
Yeah,
people
bro.
died. Most were
Tw-
school children, killed
21,
by
bro.
water that
Same as
came in
last one.
storms they never saw. A sunny day turned into a nightmare in seconds.
Yeah, these
Parktown Boys tragedy. On
it's actually
January
killing me,
15,
bro.
2020, grade 8 students from
Oh,
Parktown Boys High
this
School in
one was
South Africa
recent. Grade 8 students.
arrived at Nayati Bush and Riverbreak Lodge for orientation camp. It was supposed to build teamwork and help new students bond. The camp was near the Crocodile River. One of the activities required students to build
Crocodile
rafts across the
River.
river. The students were excited. It
Building a raft. Trusting 8th graders to build a raft across a river is the worst idea I've ever heard. Who knows how to do that in 8th grade? What? Like, oh my.
felt adventurous, like something from a movie, until it
Well,
became
yeah, I
serious.
guess, but bro, they're in
13-year-old
8th
Michael
grade.
Kianzi was among them. He helped build a raft with his group. They tied logs together and tested the ropes. Teachers and camp staff supervised them. The river looked calm. Brown water moved slowly. Students didn't know the current was stronger than it appeared. The groups pushed their rafts into the water.
They didn't test it
Some were
before
more
going in.
stable than
They didn't
others.
like test
Kianzi's
it.
raft looked wobbly. but they lost
Bro.
anyway.
They
The
don't even
raft
know if
weighed
the
a
raft
few meters
works,
from
and
shore. Then it started tipping. Students tried balancing, but the raft
they
flipped.
don't
At
they
that
didn't test the current or the raft. So they're entering the river without knowing anything about any. Worst idea I've ever seen for eighth graders. What are we doing?
moment, they fell into the brown water.
Yeah,
Most of them surfaced quickly,
swept away.
grabbed onto logs, and started swimming. Teachers on the bank shouted instructions, but Enoch didn't surface. Students looked around for him,
Enoch's
but there
gone,
was no
bro.
one, nothing. The water was too dark to see below the surface.
He
They
got
started
dragged
swimming.
down.
Students on the
Oh,
bank watched in growing panic. Then
damn,
this
bro.
happened. Rescue
It's actually
efforts were
sad. I
called, but
can't
they were
lie.
slow. The
I
camp
never
couldn't
realized so
keep
much
up with
people died
emergency
on like
procedures. No lifeguards,
school
no
trips.
immediate
Damn.
rescue equipment. The
Yeah,
minutes
there's
passed.
nothing there
Then an
in the
hour.
middle of nowhere.
Other students were pulled from the water, but not Enoch. His classmates stood on the bank wrapped in towels,
Yeah, Enoch's
shivering,
probably yeah.
crying. They just watched their friend disappear.
I mean, yeah,
Next
bro,
day, his
your
body
friend
was found, downstream.
gone.
He'd drowned. He wasn't wearing a life jacket.
They
Corrupt
weren't even
buses.
wearing life.
On
Another thing, no life jackets. Where's safety, bro? You bro, you're not thinking about anything when you're doing this, bro. You just eighth graders to build a raft across a river without a life jacket. Worst idea I've ever heard. What
October
was the?
5th, 2022,
Oh,
students
this
from
one's even
Salala, India,
more
boarded a
recent.
private tourist bus for
India,
a school
okay.
outing. It was late evening. Most students were tired from the day's activities. Some slept in their seats. Others
Yeah,
talked
I do that
freely.
sometimes. I
The
can't lie.
bus traveled along a highway
Sleeping
heading
on the
home.
bus.
The driver was going
Yo, sleeping on a long bus ride, peak experience. Especially if it's like from like a 2 hour bus ride, bro. Peak experience. Love sleeping on a bus. Amazing.
fast, much faster than safe. He was trying to overtake another vehicle. Ahead
The idiot bus drivers, bro. Why are they speeding? They're always trying to do crazy things. Like, why are they always trying to speed, bro? You're not in Fast and Furious. Why is he trying to speed?
was a state
You're not
transport
overtaking
bus,
people, bro.
but the driver didn't see it until it was too late.
Yep, yep. Trying to overtake people, go into a lane, get rammed by another bus. What? It's always the bus drivers, man. It's always the drivers, the captains. Like, they're always messing it
Slammed on
up.
the brakes. The bus skidded, but the speed was too high. The
Well, I mean,
tourist
yeah,
bus
bro.
crashed into the state bus at high speed.
And the
The
other state
impact was
bus,
catastrophic. The front of the bus
that's their
broke.
problem now. Like the state bus that was coming down, just chilling, minding his own business, just got rammed by someone that wants to overtake a vehicle. Like, you're just not thinking.
Students were thrown forward and the bus rolled onto its side.
My
Inside was
gosh.
chaos. Students who'd been sleeping woke up to pain and screaming. Others
Yeah,
couldn't
bro.
move.
Imagine waking up to that and you just look around and you see everyone just dead. And like your whole body's just like torn apart and just ripped up, bro. That's wow. That would
They were
suck.
trapped by twisted metal and
That
overturned
that would
seats.
that
Those who could
mm,
move tried
mm,
helping
mm.
others, but some students weren't responding. Blood covered the floor. The smell of fuel filled the air. Emergency services arrived. They cut through metal to reach trapped students, pulled bodies from the wreckage. Some students were conscious. Others weren't breathing. Parents rushed to hospitals. Corridors filled with crying families. Doctors worked on student after student. Some
Yeah,
survived with
it's
injuries.
just
Others didn't make it.
at least some
Eventually,
survived,
9
bro.
people died, 5 of whom were students. Wasan
Down
Gishu incident. On
4
October
teachers.
28, 2023, primary
Down.
school pupils
They're
from
just
Thika
getting
Moi
more
Primary
recent,
School
bro.
in Kenya
Down.
arrived at a man-made dam in Uasin
Primary
Gishu County
school? Bro, these guys are young. No, that's so sad. They're so young. They're in primary school, bro.
for a school outing. It was supposed to be an educational trip in preparation for an examination. The children were young and excited. The dam
Yeah.
is a popular local
A
spot,
dam?
perfect for small boat rides and nature lessons.
A
The teachers had
dam, bro.
organized canoe trips across the water. The children gathered at the water's edge. They
What
wore
even
their
happened
school
here?
uniforms. Some carried lunches their parents had packed. They talked excitedly about getting in the boats. Most had never been in a canoe before. The boats were small and made with simple wooden craft and rafts. They climbed in
I've been
groups,
in a canoe
too
a couple
many in each
times.
boat. The teachers tried
Fun
organizing
camp
them.
experience,
The
you know?
children were eager. They pushed off from shore. The boats sat low in the water, overloaded, but they didn't notice. They were laughing,
Overloaded. Teachers didn't even realize either. No, they didn't realize.
splashing water at each
Most
other.
of these are
As
so
they rowed
avoidable
slowly
by like
across the
just
dam,
basic
one of the boats
safety, like
started tipping. The
just like
children shifted their weight trying to
actually
balance,
paying
but there
attention
were too
to
many
what's
bodies on
safe.
one side. The boat tilted further, and water started pouring over the edge. The children screamed. Some tried jumping to the other side, but that made it worse. At 5 p.m., the boat flipped completely. They all fell into the water. Most couldn't swim. They tried grabbing
They couldn't. They didn't have life jackets, bro. If we have some basic safety. This is so avoidable. Like,
They
it's
caught
so
people who tried to
avoidable.
boat, but their hands kept slipping. Nobody was wearing life jackets. Teachers on shore started shouting. Other boats tried turning
Go
around,
swim and
but
get
they were
them,
too
bro. A
far
teacher
away.
should know how to swim,
Pupils
bro.
in the
Come on,
water were sinking fast, small
bro.
arms
You're
reaching
you're
out.
taking small kids to a dam where they're going on boats and you don't know how to swim, or like you're just like, bro, you're not. Or how are you not prepared to go and swim to save someone?
Faces disappearing under the
Like, I
surface.
get you're
The
not
water
like a.
wasn't deep, but panic made them forget to stand. They inhaled water, choked, and drowned.
The water's not deep. The teacher's cut off. Like, okay. Actually, how far out are there, bro? Because if they're like, if there's like a couple of like things, once you see the boat rocking, if the water's not that deep, you could have low-key just walked around in that junk, bro. Let's be real.
Teachers ran into the water trying to reach them, but by the time they got there, several children had already drowned.
Yeah,
The surface was
yeah,
eerily calm, just ripples where they had been moments before.
bro. This is just stay in the water at that point, bro. Just stay and like look
Rescuers
around.
pulled the children from the water. Some were still
Yeah,
conscious, coughing up water. Others were limp. The pupils were wrapped in blankets and sat crying, watching their friends being carried away.
bro. You're in primary school and you watch your friend drown? Like, come on, bro. That's
In
traumatic.
the end, 5 pupils died. They had drowned in a
Five
school
died.
outing that should have been
Yep,
fun.
exactly. Should have been
Lake
fun,
Timiskaming
but
Incident. On June 11th, 1978, 27 students from St. John's School in Toronto set out on a canoeing expedition.
this one's this one's close to me. Mm, mm. This one's close to me, bro.
The boys were between
Oh
12 and
no.
13 years old. It was
Ooh,
part of the school's mandatory outdoor education program, a character-building wilderness trip on Lake Timiskaming, about 217 miles north of Ottawa. Four
yeah,
teachers and
okay.
staff went with them for supervision. They'd done this trip before.
Come
It
on.
was tradition.
Basic life or basic safety tips. We just need some life jackets, bro. Get some life jackets on them. Make sure the boat's good. Make sure there's not too much people, bro. Three things that could save you, man. Because
The
honestly,
boys paddled in
last one was
groups.
so avoidable.
Multiple canoes spread across the lake. The water was calm at first. The boys were in good spirits. Some sang songs. Others competed to see who could paddle fastest. They were miles from shore when the weather suddenly changed. Dark clouds appeared on the horizon. The calm water turned choppy. Teachers recognized the danger. They signaled the canoes to head for shore, but they were too far out. Before they could reach land, the storm hit. The boys paddled desperately, but the
Maybe the stuff I was suggesting wouldn't have saved you on this one, but it's still good to do. You know, it's still good to do.
waves were too
But
strong. In a moment, one canoe capsized, then another. The boys were
come on.
thrown into the cold water. They tried swimming, but the waves kept pushing them under.
Oh
Life
yeah.
jackets kept them afloat, but the water temperature was
Good. They actually had life
99.2
jacket.
degrees Fahrenheit. An average adult won't
Yo,
last beyond 40 minutes in it. Teachers in other canoes tried reaching the boys in the water, but the storm
damn,
was
that's
too violent.
cold.
Their own canoes were taking on water. Some started capsizing too. The
Teachers just
storm
swam off.
lasted for hours. By the time it passed, rescue boats found survivors clinging to overturned canoes, shivering
Yeah,
violently in
damn,
shock.
bro.
Others floated face down in life.
All these, you're just seeing your friends die, by the way. They're all friends. They're all like go to the same school friends and everything. You're just seeing your friends die, bro. Could have been knowing this guy for like 10 plus years and he just dies in front of you on a school trip. Brutal,
Jackets.
man.
Their
That is
bodies had given up fighting the
brutal.
storm. 13 people died. 12
Yeah,
boys and
13
one
people,
teacher.
bro.
They
A
drowned and
teacher
died
died
from
too.
hypothermia on a school trip that was
Hypothermia. Yeah.
supposed to build character. The lake took them one by one while their classmates watched helplessly.
Yeah, what are they
If you'd
supposed to
like
do?
to see
That's
more
like
stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the
good video, guys. Good video. I love videos like these. They're so interesting, man. I can't lie. I'm gonna like that video there.